Hello everyone, and welcome back to another weekly progress update video. If you're new here, what I'm doing here is I'm documenting the process of building an agency or really a client service business from scratch and sharing everything I learned along the way. At the same time, I'm also interviewing other successful agency owners to try and pull some insights from them. So first thing on the list today, and as you can see, I'm going to try to stop rambling in these videos. So let me just quick on that. I'm going to start experimenting with editing these videos a little bit more, really have following a list and not rambling on so much, trying to improve the quality of them, make them more vlog style, make them more interesting cutting clips here. But anyway, let's get straight to the first point. As you can see, I've got it written up here. So upcoming interviews. This Thursday is going to be an interview with Davish Kanal. Last week, I interviewed his co-founder Benji Hayam from Grow and Convert, and Davish has started with a conversion rate optimization agency. Then he met Benji, and they started Grow and Convert. He has a really interesting story. He has a ton of really valuable perspectives on how to position your company. He talks about how he's repositioning his conversion rate optimization agency with all the things he learned from Grow and Convert. There's a ton of value in this one. There's a ton of value in the interview with Benji. If you want to learn about content marketing for your agency, positioning, pricing, I talk about all those things with Benji. With Davish, we really go deep on positioning, and that's one of the primary things that we focus most of our time on. Now, with the next interview, next week, we're going live with an interview with Joel Klettke, where we talk about just a ton of stuff. I don't want to keep milling on because I'll touch on that in the next week's update. But so really awesome interviews. I've got interviews with Mike King coming up, an interview with Asia. I'm not gonna butcher people's names right now, but some really awesome agency owners and consultants that I'm really excited for. So be on the lookout for those. If you want to get the TLDR on these types of videos so you don't have to hear me ramble, and on the interviews where I'll be posting some clips and threads with my key takeaways from them, you can follow me on Twitter at Shane Rostad. But moving on to the next point, new gear setup. So again, I want to make these videos a little bit higher quality for you, and really for myself here. But as you can see, you can actually see me today. If you go back and look at the old videos, I have this light on above my head. It looks really terrible. So I bought this $15, $20 ring light right here from Walmart, and it's much better. I think I still have some work to do. I think it could be even brighter, but really I think it's the camera quality that's holding things back, because I'm on the Mac, just standard FaceTime camera on the Mac. So that's next on the list. I'm going to get a HD webcam from Logitech whenever they are not sold out. I'm going to get a backdrop here, so this isn't so just like different every day, so I can keep that a little bit standard. But that's the gear setup that I'm going with. I think what I want to talk about, actually, the next topic that I want to talk about is that Matt Lady is the best. I'll get into that, but here, number 4, so my new process for editing videos. So gear and setup for what I'm doing for these. I just want to actually show you here. I'm using, so for managing all the content and figuring this stuff out, like keeping track of things, I'm using Notion. As you can see, I've used it in the past. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm getting back into it because it's just such a great tool for being able to do everything that I need. So as you'll see here, I've got the process for post-producing an episode. So this kind of goes through the full stack of everything that I'm doing. Here you'll see, I export the video, upload to Auphonic, which is a algorithm that does kind of voice leveling. So it's a consistent sound level. They remove a lot of they just do a ton of stuff, and it's like $1 an hour, so it's awesome deal. And then I've been using otter.ai to get transcripts, and then I've been using the transcripts to make timestamps, to pull out clips, and to take notes. Maybe one day I'll actually make a video of me post-producing one of these episodes. If that's something you're into, definitely let me know, because honestly, after doing it a couple times already, it's gotten a lot easier. But having a step-by-step process makes things just so much easier. So yeah, listen to the recording, pull out key learnings, pull open the video in Adobe Premiere and clip beginning and end, export the full length. So I don't have like an intro and an outro. I need to need to do that stuff, but I'm trying to just ship things right now. I'll add things after, but then, creating social content. So what I'm trying to do is pull out like a few teaser clips from every video, and what I'm using to do that is this tool called Veed. So it's veed.io, and it's really awesome. Shout out to Veed. So I'll link this up on Twitter, but you could see this is a post that I made of Benji's, and I was having a little bit of issues with it, not exporting things exactly how I wanted to, but you'll see things load up here. Basically, oh, this is slowing down my video, but basically you could see here that when I hit play,
a lot of what we try to do in our content is almost,
you get the point. Okay, let me exit that because that was just burning up my computer, as I'm probably lagging a bit here. Veed's really awesome for that stuff, for creating that social content. It's so much easier to use than something like Premiere, which is pretty heavy, and I'm not that good at using. But so yeah, I'm trying to, I'm creating this process here, adding progress bar, subtitles, etc. I think I'll just get better at it over time. But these are the clips that I'll be posting to social media. So for every episode, I want to like pull out a few clips. I want to schedule things out. So you'll see on the content calendar here, I have, these are some ideas for future content. I've got these initial episodes that are in progress right now. And so if I click on Benji's, we'll see that I've got, my introduction for the interview, the topics, timestamps, clips, with timestamps attached to make it easy to pull them out, and I could use the copy if I want. Then random thoughts, other things that I come up with as I edit. So keeping everything pretty standard here, and you'll see that I've got, what's cool about Notion is that here I can scroll down and there's templates. So when I hit building an agency, I get this template of, it has the process already here as bullet points. And I'm just going to keep improving on this over time, and we'll see what it comes to. But so yeah, this is kind of that's kind of my tech stack, is using Auphonic. I'll pull these things together into a tweet, and just kind of list them out, because I'm sure it'll change over time, but it's really working for me right now. Let's go back to Facecam. All right, next thing on the list is Matt Lady. So as I mentioned in these videos, what my goal is to really start moving into and working with e-commerce companies specifically, and becoming more a part of kind of the e-commerce direct-to-consumer community. It's why I'm starting to create this content. I've always been kind of like, I've always just like not really put myself out there in that way, but I feel like it'd be really valuable for me in a ton of different ways. And so luckily enough, I've been working on this project with Matt Lady, who was introduced to me by someone named Connor Grooms. And so Matt has a project called Civitas, which is a, basically graphic tees for the DTC direct-to-consumer community. And he put out this tweet today that was just really awesome. I mean, stuff like this just feels great every time you hear it, like getting that positive feedback. And so, but what came of this is actually got like a dozen new followers on Twitter in this community. I've gotten a couple people reaching out to talk about opportunities, or just that wanted to chat about what I'm doing, and maybe potentially, one of the things that I need to do, or my goal is to do conversion rate optimization, like a CRO retainer in return for only like an in-depth kind of case study and testimonial. And I actually had someone reach out to me about that, which is really exciting. So yeah, I'm really pumped about this. Matt's really nice, as you can see. Emily Penrod said, "Matt, you are awesome." Yes, he's super nice. We've been going back and forth, and he's just a really great guy. So if he's at Matt Lady Digital, you should definitely check him out. But yeah, just wanted to kind of give him a quick shout out and say that that's kind of really just an update on how things are going. There's potential new clients. So Civitas is really the first client under my new business that I'm counting as like a case study for that business. And Matt introduced me to another person that I may be working with, as well as this tweet introduced me to a couple other people. So it's really just been like he's been so awesome and so helpful, and really moving things along. I'll have more to share on that. I don't want to like share progress in terms of leads, whatever, or close. Like I don't want to share speculation because I don't want next week to come back and say, oh yeah, none of those things panned out, because that just happens all the time. So yeah. But anyway, that is the update. There was one last thing. So possible changes to the content plans. As you know, I'm building out this agency, so I think I didn't make this clear enough that this channel is just really a passion project for me and for you. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and learn from the people that I'm interviewing, and really just follow along, maybe get inspired to do your own thing. But on the other side, I'm also creating an actual brand around a service and going to be producing content around for the e-commerce and Shopify world. And so I've got a few updates on so one thing, after my conversation with Davish, I think the positioning that I'm going to start with is specifically conversion focused redesigns for Shopify stores. So similar to Matt's story, a lot of Shopify store owners are they get their site designed or done by someone. Oh no. All right, so had a little equipment failure there, but like Matt, most people get their stores done by just like someone for relatively cheap, and not someone who's actually a designer, but someone who can like assemble the template in Shopify. And that works for a while. I actually don't recommend it. Depends on like your brand that you're trying to put forward, but that will work for a little while to get you off the ground, especially if this is like a new startup and just like something you're testing out. Don't invest in doing the full thing, but eventually your website is going to be the thing holding you back. So eventually it'll be worth doing like a full actual, like very in-depth with research and customer interviews, etc., to really build a website that's really just a high converting website. And so I think that that's the direction that I'm going, is focusing initially on conversion focused redesigns for Shopify store owners. That's something I think I can deliver on very successfully early on, and then also introducing the conversion rate optimization retained services over time. So that's something where I don't want to bank on that, because that's a new kind of service that I'm starting to offer, not something that I have a lot of previous history and success with. Whereas on the design side, I have portfolio, I have items, things that I could show people. So that's kind of an update on that side of things. And then the content, I said that I wanted to produce a show called Ecom Ops. That may be changing. I may be I don't know. I'll have more updates on that later in the week. But I'm still gonna do the show, but how it's done, etc., may change. So yeah, I've successfully managed to ramble on while also staying to the list. But anyway, that's the update for this week. I'm gonna, really, let me know what you want to see out of these updates, because I want them to be valuable for you. And I've also recognized talking to Matt, he's like, just tweet more to share the things that you're learning. I need to do better at that. Kind of jot down everything that I'm learning and sharing them. I'll be doing more of that. But yeah, definitely let me know if you have anything that you'd like to hear about, any ideas. But I'm going to keep that clip in of me dropping my computer, because one take on these, trying to keep it quick. 14 minutes in, and I'm going to let you guys go. So thanks again. Follow me on Twitter at Shane Rostad, and I'll see you next week.